These are the biggest issues that LGBTQ plus Black community will face in 2023. Black, transgender, and gender non-conforming people face some of the highest levels of discrimination of all transgender people. The task force released the report with the National Black Justice Coalition, the NBJC, and the National Center of Transgender Equality, NCTE, showing widespread discriminations experienced by transgender and gender non-conforming people across the board. Black transgender people had an extremely high unemployment rate of 26%. A startling 41% of Black respondents said they had experienced homelessness at some point in their lives. Apart from the socio-economic discrimination, the year also presents a few political and legal challenges in front of the LGBTQ plus community, as a few states are passing and forming anti-LGBTQ plus bills and reforms. The ACLU is tracking 321 anti-LGBTQ bills in the US in 2023. There are significant issues that face our LGBTQ plus Black community in 2023. Well, we are the furthest east and south state, but we're right in the middle of all of this, of all this anti-LGBTQ plus, and it's just in our faces. And frankly, I struggle with what the heck to do. What can I do? What do I call myself an activist, but what can I do to stop this? And I feel a little helpless, but I also feel like we need to put the issues on the table, identify them, all of us, really get educated about what that is, and at least get the conversation, because five of us here today, we may be educated, we may know what's going on, but does our Black and brown neighbors, do they know? Are they paying attention? Our LGBTQ plus siblings, just kind of walking around thinking life is okay, it's not affecting them, but it really is.
Right. I remember someone saying once that, especially for Florida, that the government is making financial decisions for all of our homes, and everyone should be scared about that, because it might be LGBTQ folks today, it's been Black folks, it's been women, but at what end will they go to say you don't deserve to eat, play, rest, make money, whatever? Like, the government is saying you don't deserve to eat effectively. And, we've talked here on the show before about Republicans claiming to be the party of limited government. And yet, this is what they're doing to people, is saying like, you, not you, in large swaths. And it's like, how do we preach that message? That it is about the culture wars, but also it's not about that, because some people will politically be aligned. It's about the financial decisions. It's about the money. It's about the taxes. It's about all of those different things that the government is coming for. And we should not be okay with our government deciding who should work and who should not, who should make money and who should not, and different things like that.
The fact that,
disaster.
That one, that he's asking for the gender markers for college students. On top of the comment of Black, when he made the comment about Black education and taking that out of the curriculum, you also have our transgender siblings who cannot afford to get hormone therapy. They're getting their rights stripped from them little by little. So, to me, these are the real issues that we're gonna face. And how do we come together to do this, to put a stop to what's being put in place?
It's a very hard question. I mean, I wish I can say this is what we do. As we know, it's a couple million people in this state who, unfortunately believe the lies they've been told with this culture war nonsense. I think what you said makes a lot of sense, Jasmine, taking it back to economics, and talking to those people on the other side of the aisle and saying, listen, well, they might be coming for us right now with culture war issues, but your light bill is still high. I mean, in that rural community you're living in, you still have lead water.
$8 eggs are fun.
The gas is still high. I mean, so at the end of the day, what are they doing about you? So if we can bring people to the table and say, look, we're not enemies. I know they're trying to paint, Black people and LGBTQ people as the enemies, the degenerate, all of this crazy stuff that we've heard before in history. But at the end of the day, we're still fighting the same battles, and we're living in the same communities. And even if it might be 200 miles away, it's the same issues.
And the name of this report is Injustice at Every Turn. And that's exactly what we experience, right? So our community is already impoverished. We face class discrimination. We face race discrimination. And this report shows that when you, on top of that, add gender and gender identity, that compounds and it creates more difficulty for our communities. The big issue that I think we're going to face is homelessness and what to do about it. I mean, homelessness, because of the cost of living in this country, and especially in Florida, is rising. What to do about it? Legislatures need to work on anti-housing discrimination bills, and developers need to continue adding programs to allow for low-income folks to come into these beautiful buildings, and we deserve to be in those spaces as well at a cost that it's more permissive to us.
Well, and Frantia, to your point, especially as the attorney here, that's intersectionality.
Absolutely.
Kimberly Crenshaw gave us that as a legal framework, not just, part of our woke politics, but that is a legal framework that says my identities cannot be stripped from each other.
Absolutely.
I exist here as all of these different things at once. So if you discriminate on one part of it, it's all of me that you're discriminating on. So I think that's very, very interesting that you bring the legal aspect into it.
Absolutely.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out television network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus community.